Just a heads up for any of you that feel like you may have missed something in this broadcast you want to go back and watch, or there's something you can't make out or doesn't look clear, please come. You can see the broadcast streaming or download it in its entirety at fantasysportpros.com. All right, so looking at the Diehards team, I think he started out slightly reach on Jordan, but followed up with a real good pick of Fitzgerald. We would have loved to have had him here. So we started out with two good picks, followed up with Drones. I do not love in this system. I think Drones just doesn't catch the ball enough. Don't think he's in a very productive offense, so I'm not a big fan of him here. He also got Darrell Jackson as his number 2 and Corey Dillon as his number 3. Now, Dillon, when he plays, is definitely productive, but he, too, doesn't catch the ball. Ended up getting Bulger, who's certainly a serviceable quarterback. We would have taken him. We just wouldn't have taken him this early. Witten, he's a top 10 tight end. He should be okay. And after that, there's just a bunch of question marks. Solid team. I don't know if I love it in this system with the 1 point per reception scoring. KFL started out, I really like their running backs quite a bit. They got Clinton Portis late because of the latest injury problem that he's had or concerns. Willis McGahee can be a productive runner. He's got question marks, which is why he's now slipped to the 2nd round. Chris Chambers can be explosive, certainly if he links up with Culpepper well. And getting done in the 4th, to me, is just pretty good value. Also followed up with a big tight end. Now, I think the mistake that he made was I think he took a quarterback a little too soon in the 6th. We wait on him. He could have loaded up with some of these other players here. He could have got a Chris Brown, Deuce McAllister, could have got another decent wide receiver. So I think that he gave up a little bit of his depth probably at his scoring positions by taking a quarterback who I don't think may not even be 100%, but I don't think he's going to drastically outperform a lot of these other quarterbacks he could have gotten a round or 2 later. All in all, pretty good team, though. I like Rod Smith. He's decent at this late. And the rest of this, he got Michael Vick as his backup, who is he's basically lightning in a bottle. He's real fun to watch. He can have huge games. And if he's hurt, the guy was smart enough to get 4 quarterbacks. So he'll have guys most likely to play the other weeks.
Don't forget about this Liddell Betts pick either. With Portis going down, this is probably, this guy should have came off the board earlier just to hurt that Portis sliding down the board.
Thank you, Ian. Thank you. Very good point. He was smart enough, or at least quick enough, and not greedy enough. That's also often it. Everyone here wants to back up their guys. You just get a little greedy thinking you can get him a little late, a la us missing out on Brandon Jacobs. But he backed up his guy, so smart move there. Index, out of his first 5 picks, took 3 runners. Now, Ronnie Brown's okay, a few question marks. He's got 2 great receivers. I really got to talk to him and ask him what he was thinking with the 2 Colt receivers. Could work out. Not sure. Not sure it's something that I would do with 2 of my first 3 picks with the same quarterback. And really, God forbid something happens to Peyton Manning and they have to go with Jim Sorgi. I really think he's going to dread that decision to do that. Followed up with Deshaun Foster, who another guy when healthy does great. Cedric Benson may be the starter, may not be the starter. He's barely practiced preseason. Love Eli Manning. Great pick with Eli, just a little too early. And after that, he's got, some decent. We really wanted, Antonio Bryan solid, Drew Bennett solid, Heath Miller catches a lot of TDs, but pretty good team all in all. You get to ESPN, started with Rudy Johnson, who's been a very productive NFL back, just not a huge pass-catching running back. So in this system can be tough. Reggie Bush, probably the earliest I've seen him taken so far, which is the 3rd pick of the 2nd round. Who knows? Maybe he'll turn out to be a genius. Maybe he'll wonder if he could have taken any of these stud receivers and if that would have helped him out. He ended up getting Plexico Barres in the 4th, which I think is great value. It's a guy we really wanted to get. Got Jamal Lewis as his 3rd runner. Runner. So he should have good running backs. That being said, these 2 guys, Jamal Lewis and Rudy Johnson, don't catch a ton of balls. So in this system, you got to downgrade them just a little bit. Do like the fact that he got a big tight end. I think that'll help him. Grabbed Culpepper, Roethlisberger, Brian Griese late. Other than that, the rest of these picks, there's nothing here that really jumps out at me. He got Priest Holmes. He got his kicker in the last round, which I like. He got Tynes in the last round. See, he could have waited all the way to his last pick of the draft and got a kicker with as much value as any of these kickers right here. When you get to FF today, he took Westbrook, which is a terrific runner in the system, catches a ton of balls. Holt, great stud wide receiver. You need him. Driver could be productive if Green Bay can hold up. Willie Parker in the 4th, I think that's terrific value. I think it's similar to Dunn, a guy that just doesn't get the credit for the numbers he put up, maybe because he didn't score a ton of touchdowns, but when he plays, he's a solid guy, and to have 2 great receivers to go with these runners is good. On Green, if he comes back healthy, he'll probably look real smart. Tom Brady, again, a little too early, but, he's as good a quarterback as you can find after Peyton Manning. And after that, none of his picks really jump out at me in either direction. I do happen to like Dallas Clark this late as a backup tight end. He can be productive. Get to fantasyfootball.com. Now, I thought he started out the draft great, and like Ian said, I think we have the best 2 wide receivers in the league. That being said, these are the only 2 that I would possibly swap with. I happen to love Steve Smith and Roy Williams. They could be phenomenal. Cadillac Williams we love. We have him in our top 5 on our draft board. He got him at 12, which is just ridiculous. What he's going to need is his 4th or 6th pick, which is Tatum Bell and D'Angelo Williams. If one of those guys hits, this could be a team to watch out for because they also got a decent tight end. Randy McMichael, if he gets a rapport going with Dante Culpepper, could put up solid numbers. So if I had to pick a team on my half of the board, I'd probably take the fantasyfootball.com team based on the fact that he got a lot of the guys. We would have taken the exact same thing in his position. We would have loved to have gotten Caddy Williams, Steve Smith, and Roy Williams as our first 3. And if one of those 2 picks out, this could certainly be a team you got to contend with.
I agree. I'll put him up in there with these 2 guys over here and us as the front runners. Obviously, nobody knows. One injury happens, and then, there goes the season. But we'll see. I agree. That's a good team. I would have liked to start with Williams and Steve Smith also, and I would have liked to start with them, somewhere in here. So I think they're good. Again, these guys are good, and us. Time will tell. If you want to follow along during the season, the waiver wire is going to be active. You want to see who the experts are picking up, just come to fantasyfootballchamps.com. It'll all be right there. You can log into the Champs Challenge. You don't even have to log in. Just click on it. It's going to pop up. You're going to see who we're picking up, how all the experts are managing their teams, and most importantly, who's winning, who was right before the draft. That may be someone you want to look at. So that's it. That's it. We think we've got 4 teams, 4 solid contenders, but everybody else is right on their heels. Time will tell, and we're looking forward to the season. It's going to be fantastic. It's going to be an excellent, excellent run.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining us. To follow the action, you know exactly where to do it. FantasySportPros.com or FFChamps.com to see the rankings, see custom rankings, sleepers, you name it, you can get it.
And
there.
if you want to watch any of the draft, all you have to do is go to FantasySportPros.com. You can download it, stream, whatever you want. Watch the first 10 rounds, watch the 10-round recap. It's all going to be right there for you.